Hey everybody, it's Benny1 and I'm back at you with another review, and I'm going to review actually the first 3 episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, everybody. I normally wait to review the entire series. I stopped reviewing each episode, but I was really excited for this series. It was probably my most anticipated, next to Stranger Things Season 4, show that was coming out this year was the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, because he's my favorite Star Wars character, clearly by my channel name and everything. I've been super excited about this ever since they announced that Ewan McGregor came back and Hayden Christensen was coming back to play Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. And we got Ewan back, of course, playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi. Because this series just really intrigued me because they were actually going to flesh out and explore the 20-year period that Obi-Wan was on Tatooine watching Luke Skywalker from a distance while he grew up. And the show takes place 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3. So we get a little story about halfway in between his time in hiding on Tatooine watching Luke and everything. So I just, right away, I was like, I'm sold. Sign me up. I want to watch this shit. So I'm going to give you my thoughts. It's not really going to be review per se. I'm just going to kind of give you my thoughts and my opinions so far on the first 3 episodes. And then once the other half of the show has premiered on Disney Plus, I will do a full review of the whole damn thing and give you my score and all that shit. So this is going to be pretty rambly, not really structured at all. So it's just going to be all over the place because I watched the 3rd episode yesterday, and I will tell you right now, the 3rd episode is the best episode so far in the show. And Darth Vader has a lot to do with that. So we'll start off with episode 1 and 2. So I was kind of surprised, honestly, to tell you the truth, that right away, we got a flashback sequence to the clone troopers and Anakin attacking the Jedi Temple. Like, I was a little surprised at that. Not how I thought the show was going to start. But it was okay. And I honestly, I have to say that some of the action sequences in this show, they look off. They just look weird to me. Like I feel like they have the budget for this. Because I know the Mandalorian shit looks amazing, and so did the Book of Boba Fett. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this show. Because, I mean, there are things in it that look really good, like movie quality, but then there's a few things that happened so far in the first 3 episodes that I was kind of like, well, mainly the first 2 episodes, that I was kind of like, that doesn't look good. Like, it doesn't look like it was shot well. It feels off to me, and I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I can't really put a finger on it. I don't know, because I'm sure they gave this show a good budget, but I'm not really sure. So, the show does pick up, though, right after our little flashback sequence with the Inquisitors, which I felt like the first episode was like a half Obi-Wan Kenobi, half Inquisitors type thing, where like the first episode in a show titled Obi-Wan Kenobi was, half of it was about the Inquisitors. To be honest, I was like, okay, well, that's a little strange to me. I was like, we're Obi-Wan Kenobi here. That's what we came for. I like seeing the Inquisitors, don't get me wrong, because we get to see the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels, and his little 5th brother Inquisitor, and I think it's the 2nd sister Inquisitor that's with them too, and then you have Reva, who is the 3rd sister Inquisitor, which I will get to Reva, because I'm not really sure how I feel about her character at the moment. But yes, so they're on Tatooine, of course, and they're looking for Jedi, because they went to this bar where they got some info that there was a Jedi hiding there, and of course there was. There's another Jedi on Tatooine hiding, and it wasn't Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was just a different Jedi. Because the Jedi are kind of scattered and here and there throughout the galaxy, and the whole point of the Inquisitors, they work for Darth Vader. They do not work for the Emperor. They work for Darth Vader, so Vader sends them out to help him hunt down and kill the remaining Jedi. And then we do eventually catch up with Obi-Wan. We get to see what he's doing on Tatooine, which I liked. I liked seeing how he's in hiding, and he's got different clothes. He doesn't have his Jedi stuff on. He works at this, like, they're cutting up, like, this sand snake worm thing, I don't know, and they're cutting up the meat and everything, and he takes a little piece for himself every day when he clocks out. Not sure he's supposed to be doing that, but he does it anyway. I thought maybe he was taking it so that he could give it to somebody, but I don't know. They didn't really show what he did with it. So, but yeah, they kind of show what he's doing day to day. And then he goes and checks in on Luke. He gets that toy ship that Luke has in the very first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, when he's playing with it down when C-3PO and R2-D2. It shows Obi-Wan literally getting the pieces of that and putting it together and delivering it right outside of Luke's house and everything. And of course, then we get a little interaction with Joel Edgerton's Owen Lars. That's right, he came back to play Owen Lars, and he played him in episode 2 and 3, the younger version. And him and Obi-Wan's little interaction really sets up how Owen views Ben Kenobi in A New Hope. Like, it really helps set that up. You can tell that he hates the Jedi because Obi-Wan literally Owen throws that little ship back at him in town and tells him to stay the hell away from him. And he doesn't want him anywhere near the farm. And Obi-Wan's like, the boy must be trained, like, when it's time. And Owen's like, oh yeah, like you trained his father. And you could tell that one really cut deep with Obi-Wan because he's struggling still with the Anakin shit that happened at the end of episode 3. He has nightmares. He dreams about that crap. Like, he's really struggling with it. And he has, like, shut himself off from the Force. Completely. Pretty much. So, and they show that in the show because he is not the Jedi that he used to be at all. And they most definitely show that in episode 2 and 3. But yeah, so him and Owen get this interaction, and it makes sense with where they both end up in A New Hope. So I like that shit. And then, of course, the Inquisitors show back up, and you get this heated little scene with them in the town, and Obi-Wan's hiding, and Owen's being threatened, and he doesn't give up Obi-Wan, though, so he does have a little respect for him. And then we actually get a young iteration of Leia, which I totally did not expect. I really did not expect. We get to see her, like, totally as a kid, and, like, they cast a girl that I think is a little too young. I don't know how old she is to be playing a 10-year-old version of Leia, but I think she's honestly a pretty damn good version of that 10-year-old version of Leia. She's witty, she's smart, she's immature at times, but she is a kid. I think she acts a little too immature for her age, but she's supposed to be a 10-year-old, so I haven't been 10 for a long time. I don't know. But yeah, I think they pretty much nailed her, and when we get to see her, I do think that's another part where the action scene that she's in, because they show her running off and being mischievous and not listening, doing shit she shouldn't be doing. And then they show her doing this again at one point on Alderaan, and she literally climbs up this tree at one point, and she's running towards it again later, and she's being followed and chased by these, like, bounty hunter mercenary people, and she's being chased, and this chase sequence is god-awful. Like, it's horribly shot and everything. Like, you got full-grown adult people running after this little girl, and they literally look like buffoons just running behind her. One runs into a tree and falls over, and it looks like he literally, like, didn't even run into the tree. He kind of jogged into it. It looks really off and not good. It was one of the worst, like, sequences in the show. It did not look good at all. So, and then Leia gets captured, of course. So then, her father, her adopted father, played by Jimmy. That's right, everybody. He's back as Bail Organa. That's right. He's back, and he calls Obi-Wan up, and he tells him, he's like, hey, Leia has been taken. I need you, man. I need you to go get her. You're the only person that can do this. And he's just like, I can't. I am not the person that you remember from 10 years ago. I am not that Jedi anymore. He's like, he's a hermit. He's like in hiding, and he's just like, he's really messed up. And the thing about this show is like, now remember what they did with Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi? This show actually is doing a way better job of showing him being in seclusion and in hiding, and he failed, and he's just miserable, and he's shut himself off from the Force. It's more believable with Obi-Wan Kenobi, with what happened with him and Anakin and the fight and everything at the end of episode 3, and the Republic being torn down, the Empire rising up. Like, it makes more sense for Obi-Wan Kenobi to be in this spot that he's in than like Luke being in the spot that he was in The Last Jedi, I guess. So I guess they're kind of redoing that in a way, or I guess, I don't know if they're meaning to, but they're doing a way better job of that with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he hasn't fully given up hope, because he still wants to train Luke at some point, and he watches over Luke. So he's staying on course, staying with the mission that he was told to do, but he's pretty much given up hope. He's got like 10% of hope left, just not a whole lot. So, but he does eventually go. He gets his lightsaber, and he goes to this planet to rescue Leia. And of course, the Grand Inquisitor and the other Inquisitors, Reva, they all go there. And Reva, she actually sets the trap for Obi-Wan Kenobi. She was the one that hired these guys to go capture Leia, because she knew he would come. She knew Obi-Wan would come. So she's the one that sets this shit up, because she wants to be Vader's #1 Inquisitor. She does not want to be below anybody anymore and all this shit. And you know what? This Reva character, and I don't know, I'm not blaming the actress. I think her name is Moses Ingram. I'm not blaming her, but I don't know what it is, but I really think she's trying too hard with this character, acting it out too much. It's a little too much at times, especially when she's mad. Like when she's angry, when she's like, "You can't hide from him, Obi-Wan!" I'm like, whoa, you need to reel it back a bit and maybe just redo that a little bit. Like sounds like you're spitting and shit. I don't know. It felt, her character feels weird to me and just out of place, I guess, in the show. I don't know, it just feels weird, because they do have a thing where she's creeping around and Obi-Wan's right there hiding from her. She knows he's there. It's weird. She's a weird character so far. I mean, we still got 3 more episodes, but I don't know. And there's another chase sequence on this planet, in this nasty city, with Leia running from Obi-Wan, which was really freaking annoying. Like, he's trying to help her and save her, and she won't listen to him. She runs away from him when there's stormtroopers everywhere, and the Inquisitors are all looking for her. And literally every single mercenary has a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi from episode 3 on their goddamn whatever the hell they're wearing device. It doesn't even matter. And she's running away from him, making a muck, causing a scene. And I'm like, God damn it, man. Can't you like force knock her ass out or something? It's like super annoying. But she's a kid, so that's the dynamic between the two. But yeah, the second episode was pretty good. I don't know. It was just the first 2 episodes were okay. They were good, honestly. And by the end of episode 2, the Grand Inquisitor dies. That's right. Reva stabs the Grand Inquisitor and kills him, because she's like, bitch, this is my title. I'm going to earn it. I'm going to get Obi-Wan, and Vader's going to respect me. And I was like, holy shit, they killed the Grand Inquisitor? I was like, wait a sec. He's in Rebels, which takes place after this show. I'm confused. Continuity confusion, for sure. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's the actual Grand Inquisitor from Rebels. It looked like him, except for his head wasn't oblong and egg-shaped. It was round, normal. I don't really freaking know. It was confusing. I'm not really sure what the hell they were doing there. I don't know where they're going with that shit, so I have no idea. I'm just confused about it. Don't know. And then Obi-Wan escapes, of course, but she tells him when he's escaping and running that Anakin is alive. He did not die, and he is Darth Vader. And the look on his face when he gets in that cargo ship, he literally looks like he's about ready to freaking vomit and just because he's so like sick and just scared and who knows what else. Just I don't know, the PTSD shit that he has from what happened between the two of them. I was just like, oh man, like Ewan McGregor did a fantastic job emulating that in that scene. Like really. Okay, and then we get to episode 3, which I said by far is the best episode so far. And man, I gotta tell you, because they showed Obi-Wan at the end of episode 2 literally saying Anakin, and then they boom cut to Darth Vader and his bat-to-tank thing, and his eyes open, and you hear the Darth Vader breathing, and I was like, oh shit. So then episode 3 comes, and Obi-Wan and Leia are landing on this planet where the stormtroopers and the Empire have literally destroyed everything about this mining planet, and it's just desolate and boring ass looking, basically. And they have a cool little scene together where Obi-Wan kind of talks about her fake mom as a story to get by these stormtroopers, but he's actually really talking about Padme. It's kind of hits you in the heart, to tell you the truth, because you could tell that he was talking about Padme, but he didn't tell her it was Padme, even though she's kind of like, you knew my mom, didn't you? And he was like, no. Like, she could tell, because she's smart. So, but it was a cool little scene between the two of them, and it kind of helps establish, you know, that she knew Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope. So, but yeah, the planet's very boring that they go to. It literally looks like it was shot somewhere just out in Nevada somewhere, or Arizona. I don't really know. It was very boring looking. So they go to this little settlement town, and they're hiding out here, and this lady's helping them. And you find out that they have this little hideout bunker thing where Jedi have come through, and they've wrote their names on the walls, and Obi-Wan recognizes some of them. One of them, I think, was in Rebels. Can't quite remember his name. But we do get to see Anakin take out of the tank and get all of his shit put on. He gets his arms put on, his legs put on. They show the whole Vader thing getting put on him. And we get a lot of Vader in this episode. I was shocked. I did not expect Vader to show up, and probably until like at least the last 2 episodes. Or like, I did not expect how much Vader we had in this episode. I was so shocked at the amount of Darth Vader that was in this episode. And you know what? I honestly think that's why I probably said it's the best episode, because it was awesome shit. Because they find out where Obi-Wan is, and he's hiding because he shoots a probe droid and it scanned him right before he shot it. And Vader somehow gets there in no time. The space travel thing has really gotten fast for some reason in this show. Don't ask me why. That's a little nitpick. I'm not really going to tear the show apart for that, because what happens after Vader gets to this planet that they're hiding on, and they're going to escape, but then Obi-Wan senses that he's on the planet, I think, and walking down this little road that's heading to where they're at. And you can tell that Vader knows he's hiding there, because Vader literally starts pulling people out of their houses, force choking them to death. This one younger character says, "Don't hurt my dad." Vader slams his ass against the wall and snaps his goddamn neck. I was like, holy shit. Dude, he is like savage, dark as hell. I was like, whoa. And he's trying, I'm guessing he's either trying to get Obi-Wan to fear him so he could sense where he's at, or he's trying to draw him out because he knows he's a good guy and he will help these people. He's trying to draw him out. And of course they have their confrontation. Obi-Wan literally tells Leia and this chick to go, get her out of here. Take Leia, go. I will distract him, get them away from you guys. And he literally runs out, runs away, and kind of off in these little sandy hill areas. Obi-Wan's walking, he has his lightsaber, and whoosh, there's the red lightsaber, baby. So we have a confrontation, a kind of a lightsaber fight between Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi already. Bam. Right, the third episode already, I was like, holy shit, is this happening already? Like, we're doing this? And I have to tell you, Obi-Wan Kenobi is not ready to fight him at all. He gets his ass kicked. Like, literally his ass kicked. You can tell he hasn't done anything with the Force for 10 years. He hasn't used his lightsaber for 10 years. And they make that apparent. And I like that. I like that they showed that. And he's weak. And Vader even said the years have not been good to you. Like, he can't fight him. Like, he literally cannot fight him. I mean, he holds his own for a little bit, but damn, dude, he literally cannot fight him. And then it gets to this point where you can tell Vader is just freaking toying with his ass and just wants to make him go through pain and suffering and hurt. He was just toying with him. And he spills this shit on the ground, starts it on fire with his lightsaber, Vader does. And he drags Luke through the flames with the Force. And he's like, I want you to fucking feel the shit that I felt. And like, you can tell that he is so pissed off at him. Like, I was like, holy Christ, man. If this is their first encounter, I can't imagine what this freaking season finale of this shit's gonna be. Because it was off the hook. I thought it was great. And it was like, it wasn't even really a fight. Because Vader was like freaking mopping the floor with him. He was like kicking his ass the whole time. And he's just slowly burning on the one side of his arm right here. Just dragging him through the fire. He does get rescued though. The one chick that was with Leia let her, because Leia's like, you need to go help him. You need to go help him. He's going to die. So she's like, I can find my own way. I'll make it. I swear. And she finally convinces the chick that was, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, that was helping them, go back and help him. And she shoots a stormtrooper that there's some stormtroopers that walk up behind Vader. And she shoots that stormtrooper, yada, yada. And she helps this robot, the loader robot, goes and gets Obi-Wan, and she relights the fire again. And everybody, a lot of people were like, well, Jesus Christ, Vader could have just easily grabbed him with the Force. I don't think Vader wanted to. Vader is toying with him. He's hunting him, and he is enjoying hunting him and putting him through hell and making him hurt and suffer and putting his ass through pain. He's toying with him. He could have easily got him. Of course he could have, but he let him go because he wants to toy with his ass. He wants to play with his prey. Come on. How could you not see that shit? But yeah, just crazy. And of course, at the very end of the episode, Leia runs into Reva, the third sister Inquisitor. That's where the episode ends. So overall, so far, the show is not living up quite to what I expected it to be. Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi are literally the thing that is keeping this show full steam ahead for me, especially after their little encounter in this third episode. I'm kind of starting to think that, and we still do have 3 episodes left, but I'm kind of starting to think that maybe they should have made this into a movie, because I'm feeling like with the way that some of the filming of this is going and it not looking so good, and the storytelling is very lazy at times, the way that they're writing things to just kind of move along, I'm like, it's a little lazy storytelling. I'm kind of thinking that I think this may have been better off being a movie, but I don't know. I will hold that official opinion until after I watch the other 3 episodes and put a full review out. But so far, I just think it's good. I'm enjoying it. Ewan McGregor is great as Obi-Wan Kenobi again, and it is awesome to see Hayden Christensen in the Darth Vader suit. He looks badass this time around, and he is badass for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed that crazy little talk and just review and thoughts of the first 3 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, everybody. And I'll be catching you on the tube later, because I have spoken.